It's all about love.
Good evening. I'd like to call our meeting to order this evening. I would like to welcome everyone to tonight's December 3rd, 2024 City Council meeting. I would ask that you please silence all electronic devices. At this time, we'll call on Mayor Pro Tem Harold Owen for tonight's invocation.
Make sure you can see me since I'm sitting down so low, okay? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for giving us the opportunity to gather here tonight to discuss the city business at hand with our citizens and with our board members in an open public setting. Be with each of us as we attempt to identify strategies to fulfill the needs of citizens throughout our entire area. As we enter this special holiday season, let us remember the real reason why we're here and what's so important in terms of what we do within the city itself. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to gather and to discuss these opportunities. And also, please thank you for being able to respond to us on maybe issues that we need to deal with. Lord, give us a heart of wisdom. May your wisdom that you provide us a roadmap in terms of our lives, not only for ourselves, but for our citizens, for our neighbors, and our entire family. May you also give us a great knowledge, understanding, so we may live skillfully and give back to what is good and beneficial to our community. And that's for everyone in our community. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Our next item this evening is a proclamation. This is a very special proclamation to us on council. This proclamation is in appreciation of City of Burlington employees during the Hurricane Helene relief. At this time, I'd like to recognize Emergency Management Director Kevin Turner to please come forward and just share some comments about the city staff and their response in Western North Carolina to benefit those who were impacted by the hurricane. Welcome this evening.
Good evening, Mayor. So thank you, Mayor and Council. First of all, let me thank you for your support and your encouragement for us to serve Western North Carolina. I'm going to apologize for my voice. It's an honor to work in a city that values the need to assist others. And to paraphrase the manager's words, when those requests started coming in, it was the easiest yes that he's ever given. So without your support, we wouldn't be able to stand here tonight and thank 43 City of Burlington employees that were able to serve in 4 counties in Western North Carolina, and the handful of others that stayed behind and make sure they had the tools and the resources and the support to go and efficiently serve those counties. 43 individuals left their families to endure less than ideal conditions. But we were lucky, right? We knew we had homes, we had food, we had power, we had water, creature comforts to come home to. So many of us worked in Buncombe County, at the city of Asheville specifically. So I'll use Buncombe to kind of frame Western North Carolina for you a little bit. Excuse me. Buncombe, North Carolina had over 1,000 landslides just in Buncombe County. Those landslides didn't just claim roads and infrastructure, water systems. They claimed lives. They claimed homes. Excuse me. The city of Asheville wasn't able to restore drinking water until November 18th, just a couple of weeks before Thanksgiving. That's 9 days short of 2 months from the impacts of that. So for 2 months, the city of residents, the city of Asheville, and other customers of the water system didn't have drinking water. For much of that time, 80% of the city couldn't even go to their faucet and turn water on to flush their commodes or do other household use, or to even boil and have. So some of us were fortunate enough to work alongside the folks that were laying the groundwork to restore that water system. Some of us developed plans to distribute bulk water, bottled water, and other commodities to folks that didn't have anything. Some of us were tasked with standing guard, providing security for those distribution sites, while others pulled patrol in jurisdictions that they were unfamiliar with. Others were assigned to firehouses, manning apparatus that they weren't familiar with in jurisdictions that they didn't know. Some of our responders were on the ground so early that they were performing cut and shove operations, cutting trees, pushing them to the side just to get into areas to answer the call for 911. Others were on the ground so early that they navigated landslides, closed roads, down trees, didn't even know whether they were going to be able to drive if they were going to get flown into Western North Carolina just to get there to do the task that they were assigned to. Some of our teams some of our teams staffed shelters, providing relief for those that were displaced by the storm, providing rescue services for animals, countless number of donations for animals in the shelters so that family members could live with their animals while they were displaced. And I can't speak to all the things that our employees did while they were deployed, but I can say this: every single one of the 43 that deployed out west directly dealt with those that were impacted by this historic catastrophic storm. So again, thank you for your support going out the door, but the gracious appreciation on our return as well. For that, I'm grateful.
Thank you. This proclamation that I'm going to read is in honor of each and every one of you. We would like to ask all the personnel who responded and all department heads that were involved, if you're present, please stand while we read this. Just stand at your seats, and we're going to read this proclamation recognizing the work that you did serving in those 4 counties in western North Carolina. The City of Burlington, North Carolina proclamation in appreciation of the City of Burlington employees during Hurricane Helene relief, December 3rd, 2024. Whereas Hurricane Helene brought unprecedented challenges and hardships to our neighboring communities, testing the resilience and unity of western North Carolina. And whereas amid this disaster, 43 dedicated City of Burlington employees from 5 departments stepped forward to help, completing 10 missions accounting for 74 days of deployment with unwavering courage and commitment, embodying the spirit of compassion and solidarity. And whereas these employees left their families to lend their professional expertise to support the relief and recovery efforts of our neighbors. And whereas these dedicated individuals provided essential support, including emergency response, debris removal, sheltering support, and resource distribution, ensuring that the residents were safe and cared for during this difficult time. And whereas their selfless acts of service not only helped to mitigate the effects of the hurricane, but also strengthened the bonds within our state. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Jim Butler, and the Burlington City Council do hereby extend our deepest gratitude to all City of Burlington employees who dedicated their time, energy, and resources in response to Hurricane Helene. Your efforts have made a profound difference in the lives of many and have showcased the power of the community in times of crisis. We honor and celebrate these remarkable individuals whose actions remind us that we can overcome any challenge together. Thank you very much. We do have I'd like to ask council to step down with me. We do have a token of our appreciation, so we would like to have everyone come forward and receive a challenge coin that we had commemorating this very special act of kindness. So we'll all come down. We are going to ask council to step out from what we're going to do a brief study.
hours to go serve dinner.
Okay, you got me. Chair, please. We're hanging out in here.
We appreciate everyone's patience. Thank you for that. At this time, we'll go back to our agenda. The next item on our agenda is Code of Ethics, disclosing any conflicts of interest. At this time, we'll recognize City Clerk Beverly Smith.
Members of council, it is my responsibility to remind you of your duty to avoid conflicts of interest. I ask if there are any potential conflicts concerning tonight's agenda items.
None.
Thanks. Our next item is the approval of minutes from November 5th, 2024 City Council meeting. At this time, we'll entertain a motion on the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Our next item is the adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Our next item is the consent agenda. These items are typically non-controversial. If anyone has any questions about the following items, please let us know. Item A, to approve the 2024 North Carolina Firefighters Association annual roster certification pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 58-86-25. Item B, to approve proposed 2025 fees and charges schedule changes to be effective January 1st, 2025. Item C, to approve the Burlington City Council work session and City Council meetings proposed 2025 regular meetings schedule. Item D, to approve Budget Amendment 2025-27 for Public Works to allocate funds for the purchase of a new roll-up door at the Building Services Division located at 234 East Summit Avenue. Item E, to approve Budget Amendment 2025-28 for the Police Department to accept and allocate funds received from the North Carolina Association of Chiefs of Police Performance and Wellness Grant Program to purchase mind-based wellness program software. And item F, to approve budget amendment 2025-29 for Public Works to allocate funds to purchase a new Ford F-150 truck using the North Carolina Sheriff's Association contract and upfitting for the inspections department. At this time, we'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion for approval and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Moving to new business this evening, item 1, under new business, City Council will consider approving budget amendment 2025-30 for Recreation and Parks to accept $25,000 from New Leaf Society and to authorize the city manager to approve the contract with Site Collaborative for the site-specific master plan for Burlington City Park, contingent upon final approval of the certificate of insurance. At this time, we'll recognize our Assistant City Manager, Rachel Kelly. Good evening, Rachel.
We wanted to give you just a little bit of background information about this agenda item before you, which is the authorization of a contract with Site Collaborative to create a master plan for City Park and a donation from New Leaf Society to help fund that. Katie Snyder from New Leaf Society is here with us as well.
Okay.
The city did budget for Recreation Park master plan in this fiscal year, and New Leaf is contributing $25,000 towards that initiative and will be represented on the staff project team as we move forward. The city issued requests for qualifications late this summer, seeking firms to create a plan that would guide future renovations, redevelopment, and enhancement of City Park with 90-acre campus. Using existing plans and data, stakeholder input, industry best standards to do so, and we expect a final plan that would pay special attention to entrance, gateways, connectivity, walkability through the park, landscape, and open space maintenance and enhancements. 11 firms responded to our request. The selection committee, which included Tony, myself, his leadership team, and Katie, interviewed for the finalists for that plan. The selection committee came to the consensus that Site Collaborative, which is out of Raleigh and led by President and landscape architect Graham Smith, was the best fit for this project. Subcontractors are R&D architects who specialize in renovation and adaptive reuse, and also some gate design, which is engineering and stormwater, because of course we do a lot of floodplain in that park. So the final plan that we can expect to receive would include a project narrative, site analysis, and opportunities plan, rendering of the vision, design standards, which will include paving, lighting, site furnishings, building materials, landscape approaches that are more uniform going forward, phasing and implementation plan, and then an opinion of probable cost per those phases, so we can understand what that would cost if and when we choose to implement those things. Estimated duration of the process, about 6 months, and with council's approval, we'll look forward to putting a project team together and taking that off soon. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Tony, obviously, is available to answer questions, and Kate.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that narrative. Any questions?
Was this the part that maybe the extension of the train?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That'll be included in the scope of work?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Depending on the grade, right?
Can't be 2%.
Yeah, depending on the grade and also how we can fit it in.
Have we ever thought about a lake at City Park number 1?
That's been proposed before, but we haven't gotten any water in there except when it floods.
We do have some preliminary research from Clearscapes and McAdams Design that did the carousel house, where they looked at how we could reimagine that amusement park. So we've got that data,
I remember that.
and those preliminary plans that we will provide the Site Collaborative to work from, since we've already done the input and heard from the community on that. So we'll certainly be providing all of that background to them to work from.
Good, good.
Yeah, I mean, it is obviously it's a wonderful project, a wonderful part. It means a lot to all of us, but it's a complicated one.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So that's good. And historically, we've taken on a lot of projects like these in phases, like you elaborated. We certainly did that at North Park. We did that project in phases. This can take a little bit of time, but obviously the end result, we want it to be just a masterpiece. So.
And thank New Leaf as well.
Absolutely. Yep. That adds a whole nother element that is very important and contributes to the consistency of what New Leaf has been doing to our community for many, many years. So much appreciated. Any other comments or questions?
I'm excited. Thank you.
If not, we'll entertain a motion for the request.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion for approval of Budget Amendment 2025-30 for the Recreation and Parks to accept the $25,000 from New Leaf and to authorize the approval of contracts with Site Collaborative. We do have a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? That is approved. Thank you, and thank you again, New Leaf, for being here and standing with us on this project. Item 2 under new business, City Council will consider adopting a resolution declaring the result of the bond referendum held in the City of Burlington on November 5th, 2024, upon the questions of approving the $47 million Parks and Recreation bonds and $21,500,000 street and sidewalk improvement bonds. At this time, we'll recognize our CFO, Peggy Reese.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for the opportunity to be here tonight. This is just the next step in the process of actually getting the bonds sold. And it's required that you approve the resolution, recognizing that the votes were in favor of both bonds and they are questions that were on the ballot. So anyway, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
So the resolution is the next step, but there's a 7-year window of being able to sell these.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have 7 years to
Yeah.
do that.
Doesn't necessarily mean this will happen tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quick question, Mayor. Peggy, did you mention it has to go to the local government commission next? Is it?
Yes, sir. It used to be that the local government commission would approve the local government to be able to sell the bonds before the bonds were actually on the ballot. And a few years back, they determined that that was maybe a little bit backward, that the citizens ought to get the first swipe at it. And so since the citizens have approved it, now it's just more of a formality, but they do require us, when we do get ready to sell, that we have bid documents in hand to go in order to issue the bonds, so that they can make sure that what we're issuing is enough to cover the projects. Streets, not so much, because you just keep paving until the money runs out.
How long a process is that?
We have tentatively been put on the LGC's January, first meeting in January, and that starts the ball rolling for that process. We have to meet with the rating agency so that they can rate where the city is now in their standings, so that the bonds, when they go to the market, they will have a AA, AAA, single A rating.
Once they approve it, the ball's in our court, right?
Well, they'll just give us a rating. Okay. And then on the LGC are the ones that actually sell the bonds.
Okay.
And that's scheduled tentatively for April 29th. And tentatively right now, what we're planning to sell the bonds for are the MAC improvements, the Paramount improvements, and the street bonds.
Thank you.
Maybe a new auditor leading that, new treasurer leading that effort.
Yes, sir.
Recently elected.
Yep.
Any other questions? If there are no other questions, we'll entertain a motion on the request to adopt the resolution.
I make a motion to approve the resolution as provided.
We have a motion to adopt the resolution as written. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. That is approved, and off to the next step. That concludes our new business this evening. At this time, we'll move to public comments. I think we have no public comments this evening. So we'll move into city council comments. We do have a special group with us this evening. I'd like to recognize the Burlington Youth Council, I think, is with us, and from that ways, and Maggie Massey. Maggie, do you want to share with us what the group is here tonight to?
So tonight we have 14 of our almost 30 members that we have enrolled this fall for the Burlington Youth Council. This is the biggest group that I have seen, and I have no records, but probably the biggest group since the 80s and the 90s, whenever it was the Jimmy Combs era that way. So we are definitely retaining members, gathering new members every year. And so I have with us our president this year, Vivon, as well. But we are excited to see the big council, as we like to have our little council meetings every Monday down at that way. Do you want to say anything?
Of course. I know that there are a lot of amazing leaders in this room, so I just wanted to thank Mayor Butler and all the council members and everybody else involved in this to allow us to gather here tonight and make amazing things happen. I've been on a lot of councils in my life. Ever since elementary school, I was part of Alamance Youth Leadership Academy, and I'm currently on the student council of Western Alamance High School. And let me tell you this, that the Burlington Youth Council is one of the most amazing councils that I've ever been on.
All right.
One of our goals is to provide leadership opportunities for students and to provide volunteer opportunities, and we've certainly been doing that. We have gathered a lot of volunteer hours, and we've given back to the community and done great things. But what I've learned as president is that this is more about fostering unity and teamwork among us. And that's what really matters about being in a leadership council, is being able to have that social conformity and agree on things to make the world a better place and the city of Burlington a better place. So thank you to everybody, and I hope that we can keep doing great things as the Burlington Youth Council with your guys' help. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Very well stated.
Yep, we very much appreciate those comments, and I couldn't agree more. And it's a good-looking group, and it's great to have such vibrant participation from future leaders that are interested in our community and that are willing to work together for a common cause. So, which is exactly what community leadership is. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you, Maggie, for your time and energy to the group as well.
Maggie, how do you grow this group now?
Hard work and perseverance. This year we set up a booth at Williams Open House, which was very helpful for that. I tried my hand at marketing using our BYC Facebook and that sort of thing. A lot of times we have kids that bring other friends with them, and sometimes their siblings, as they age out, the siblings will start in the program and everything. So we try to get it, and again, the more we are, the louder we are, the more attention we tend to attract, and so that's helping our numbers as well. So.
And your age levels of what?
Currently we serve middle school and high school.
Wow.
Good.
Yep. Thanks so much, and it's good to have each and every one here again. Thank you. A couple of other events I do want to recognize. We've got some holiday events just around the corner. We've got Downtown Holiday Magic, which is Saturday, December 14th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. There's going to be live music, a lot of fun activities, kids activities, shopping. There's some performances, dance performances, and there's going to be Santa Claus. We may need the fire department to be on standby. Greg, I'm going to let you be in charge of that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll make sure. I'll check the Facebook.
There's a little inside joke to that, so everybody involved totally understands. And then we have Christmas in the Park, which is going to be Sunday, December 22nd. That's from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Burlington City Park. That will have cookies and cocoa and hay rides, face painting, crafts, a lot of things, a lot of activities there as well. And then we encourage everybody to check out the Paramount Theater. And I don't know if anybody's been looking at some of the events that's been going on at the Paramount Theater, but it is noteworthy for sure. Some of the holiday-themed performances, there's Winter's Enchanted Serenade, there's a big band Christmas concert, there's a Pantillis Christmas that's coming up, and the Nutcracker Ballet. So you can visit the website at paramountofburlington.org for ticket information or you can call the theater directly. I do want to remind everybody that we will not have another meeting in December, and we'll resume our regular schedule in January, starting in January of 25. So one last comment. I think it is, it sort of struck me when we had our proclamation to our city employees. We had 43 city employees that represented us abroad. And as I was thinking about that, you know, the impacts of our city is statewide, obviously, and a lot of things we do, it's statewide, not just if there's a disaster event, but we try to be beacons for community government and the public services that we offer statewide. But there's so many important individuals that handle local projects on behalf of the city that are complicated as well. And some of these projects we talked about the bond tonight and some of the projects that's coming up with that. And the impact that this will have on individuals and some of the projects that's ongoing now, the impact that it will have on our community and individuals is noteworthy. And these aren't easy. And we deal with some of the issues on those often as council, but city staff has to deal with those every day. And they're constantly burdened with those activities and those decisions and the things that we're really trying to do to make our community better. If it's as simple as a comprehensive plan for City Park, or if it's as complicated as what we're getting ready to do downtown, those are impactful, and they're impactful to our community. So to all of our city employees, I want to tell each and every one of you, certainly during this holiday season, how much we love you and appreciate you, because it's not easy. It's not easy work. And sometimes what appears to be easy on the surface is not very easy underneath. There's a lot of paddling going on. So thank you to each and every city employee for that. Any other council comments?
Don't see anybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas is exactly right. If there's no other comments, is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. We are adjourned.